day, all. Ira Epstein of Linn Associates with your financial market wrap-up, and I'm doing this very early today. It is 3 p.m. on Wednesday, the 25th of September, 2019. This will be about where the stock market finishes up. The futures, 15 more minutes before we know where the market's at, but you're going to finish up with an up day in stocks. You've got a down day in a lot of the risk-on investments that people had yesterday on the when they had talked the impeachment proceeding. And you can see silver down, the gold market down, most currencies down, the dollar, which was getting hit, back up rather dramatically, in fact. Bonds and notes adding yield right on back. So these flip-flops are difficult. Now this afternoon, we're going to get the whistleblower complaint delivered to Congress. I guess the Republicans and Democrats will get the first look at it. I believe tomorrow there's going to be in front of the House, the head of the organization that was supposed to report this. We'll find out what's going on about that. So there's other shoes to drop tomorrow. We did see today President Trump speak with the Ukrainian president, and the Ukrainian president, if he could, he'd have given him a whitewash that no, he wasn't pressured or anything. The transcript was given today of the phone conversation, but remember, for whatever reason, they don't give the actual conversation. I don't know if they're recorded or not. They use some software, and then they use people that were there, and they put together their notes as best as they can for it, and I didn't see anything in that was overly compelling. I do think it creates issues as to why Joe Biden's son got this $50,000 a month job when he really, his qualifications were something different. My guess is he was the vice president's son. Political cash, if you will. All right. So let's talk about where we're at and go right to the markets. You're in a bit of a correction. You're still from the all-time high close. You're at 29.87, roughly 35 points away. You know that's a heartbeat in these markets. It's nothing, but the market is correcting a little bit. And for the week, even with today's rally, you're down 26 points. When we take a look at the chart action, you had fallen down yesterday. You're regaining a little, but there's certainly on this chart, if you look at the swing line, you still have the pattern of lower highs, lower lows. So yes, it's a bounce. No, it did not negate the downtrend that's in place, but because of where the market's at, which is right now 29.8675, if it settles right in this region, you'll have the bias up. 29.82.5 is the 18-day average of close. So you're very close to it, and I admit I'm leaving early. I've got some personal business I've got to take care of, but there's nothing here to change anything other than negating the downtrend if you got up to 30.12, and that's going to be a heck of a ride. You'd have to have something happen right now to make that occur, and I'm not going to be here, so that's where you're at. You're nowhere near the Bollinger Bands. So in a nutshell, the swing line is down, but it appears you're going to close over the 18-day average of closes. So the two negate each other. The bias will be up, the swing line down. When you take a look at momentum, it's pointing down. So I've got divergence everywhere that I'm looking on this chart. It's not giving a signal in plain English. When you go to the NASDAQ, still in a downtrend. This market's got lower highs, lower lows. It is not up and hasn't been up over the 18-day average today. The pros are probably fighting a battle at the 78.41 area. That's 20 points away. You got to it early in the day and you faded away from that. 78.44 and a fraction was the high, and you can see the market that stopped it. Now, what else happened? Yesterday, we had fallen to the 100-day average, and what we mentioned was if you follow through, maybe this area from the 100-day to the lower Bollinger Band could be the support zone, and as it turned out, it is, and then it went back to the resistance of the 18-day average. Let's assume you go up from here. You don't turn into an uptrend. If you got over the 79.0475 level, you still got a lower low and a higher high. Therefore, going home, I think the bears are in control of the market. In the Dow, the divergence is just like the S&P. You've got the swing line down. You can see you're going to close over the 18-day average of closes, and momentum is measured by the slow stochastic oscillator is pointing down. Divergence with a battle happening at the 18-day average of closes. In the Russell 2000, You came down, and yesterday, you can see, you've been in a downtrend. The market yesterday finished up at 1536.80 under the 18-day average. The next support zone's the 200-day average. You go to basically the 200-day, you hit 1529.40. You missed it by under a point. You turn around, close over the 18-day average. So similar to the S&P and the Dow, I believe, you've got lower highs, lower lows. You closed over the 18-day average, therefore that's negated, and momentum's pointing down, divergence everywhere. In the VIX, the market coming up a little bit, resistance around 18, let's call it 1887. But of course, you got to be nervous right here. You just don't know what to expect as these shoes drop, and you get into this afternoon, and now they're going to see the whistleblower complaint. I don't know if it'll be leaked or not to the rest of us. Then we're going to hear from the, it's a national something they call him, but he was the person that was supposed to report it on, and why, and he didn't, and so on and so forth. There's a lot going on there. In the bond market, how do you play this straight up rally? Very hard. And what today did is you had an outside day, came down against the 18-day average and sort of just stuck here. So this reaction up may have run its course. Now what do you do? And obviously seeing the market down this much, you know that if you will, the air came out of the market as traders that maybe were buying a short covering, maybe they were fearful of what's going on, attitude changed, and you see that same thing happening in the 10-year note, fighting right and stopping at what I call that line in the sand. I see no trends in these markets yet that are playable. Even in the TLT, you're finishing back underneath, if we can see this, the 18-day average. So all you did is get up to it the past 3 days, close under it, not trending, you got a lower low, higher high. Dollar index, each time we have gotten up to this Bollinger Band, it is proven that the pros come out there and the market seems to slip back. And I can step back here and you can see this on your own. Eventually you can get a run. I'm not saying you can't, and the trend is up. The market is now, if you look, not in overbought territory. It is trading, for all purposes, just slightly over the upper Bollinger Band. We'll see if it fails here or not, but the trend up. I do think pros are taking money off the table. Eurocurrency, trend down. Another challenge of the lower Bollinger Band, oversold. No reason to think anything but short covering can lift the market right here. This market's going for new lows on this move. Very, very bearish action. British pound, well, so much for the rally. I've been watching Parliament today with all the other parts that are going on. Boris Johnson's been there speaking at least 2 or 3 hours that I've been watching. And it's entertaining, but I don't know where that's going either. Suffice to say, this market at 123.92 is under the 18-day average. It looks as though the downtrend, if that's the settlement price, will kick in down and maybe you're coming back here. Why? I don't think anybody knows where this whole Brexit thing is yet going. The idea that there would be no Brexit seems to have lifted the market, and as soon as he's back in the UK, the market slips away. In the Japanese yen, you understand this is all about safety hedges. Now, yesterday, the market, let me just show you, big reversal to the upside. What you don't want to take out is the low of an outside day up. If you do, it often leads to price going either to the closest of a key moving average or a Bollinger Band. You took it out today. You've put back into play this, which means the safe haven was thrown out the window, and that's how I started this off, telling you that. Bitcoin, look at this monster washout you had. That new contract that ICE launched where it's going to be a market where you can actually get Bitcoins and so on. I'd call it a total failure. 38 contracts traded the first day. Doesn't sound very impressive. They can call it whatever they want, but failure's a good word. You're getting a bounce in the market. I don't think anybody liked what they saw out of that, and maybe that's what's breaking it. The differential between Brent and WTI crude, just about hanging where it's been for the past few days, but on its own, energy prices coming down. Remember the oil fields, the refinery. If you saw President Rouhani's speech today at the UN, there's nothing changing. This is a peace that is so fragile while everybody's at the UN that anything can happen. Yet you have wiped out this market in value rather dramatically. You were up near $72. You're back down near 61. That's a rather dramatic pullback in the market. November crude got up 64 for all purposes. You're pushing 55 and a half. In the gasoline, you're right back to support the 18 and the 100-day average of closes, but the swing line is down. Natural gas in a downtrend. First support, the 100-day average once you clear the 18. Will it be able to get any further? Don't know. You negate the downtrend if you take out 261.70. One of the things that we like to put in your hand are trade ideas. And our good friends at Modern Trader have technical tips from the top pros. Now, this gives you an idea of Gantt square. You may not know what that is. The benefits of relative strength. Okay, instead of relative strength, I like slow stochastics, but the concept is there, but they'll tell you about the benefits. What is a money flow index? Do you know? I think you should take a look at it. Then, these are the things I'm not keen on. Rules for bottom fishers and that? Nah. If you're bottom fishing in a market, you're fighting against the stream. Why are you doing that? I want to swim with the herd. I want to go with the water flow. It's easier. And it's hard to do, but it's easier. So this is what the articles look like. We've put it into a PDF form. If you go to our website at www.iraepstein.com, hit free offers, you'll get right to the page where you just click this on and everything will get set up for you in a cart and we'll make sure it gets to you. You can click up here to take you to that page as well, or the old-fashioned way. Call us. My staff will help you. I'm Ira Epstein. I will talk to you tomorrow. I got a lot to read tonight and I want to see, obviously, what the whistleblowers' supposed comments are. I'm Ira Epstein. You have a good day.